Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes. Happy Boxing Day. It is the day after Christmas Day. I hope you had a great day yesterday on the 25th. Hope you had a great Christmas day. Ate lots of turkey and potatoes and Yorkshire puds and are getting over it this morning. That's right, it's Boxing Day. Everyone's going to bugger off to the wonderful shops, aren't they, to get some Boxing Day treats, some cheap stuff. That's right, post-Christmas. But we are doing FPL talk this morning. We are part 24. It is 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Hello to all of you. How is it going? And we will get straight in there. Fantasy Premier League, FPL talk. Let's make this happen. And it is an interesting one, isn't it? Yeah, it's Thursday. Don't tend to get much football on a Thursday, do it? It tends to be midweek fixtures are a bit few and far between, but this time of year it is all midweek fixtures, isn't it, really? Boxing Day matches. So let's go straight in. I will share my screen and let you guys see what is occurring. Now, don't forget, the deadline has passed. So unfortunately, people, if you haven't done your team, I did do a post on X giving you a 30-minute warning, and it's been all over the internet as well, hasn't it, really? It's 11 o'clock deadline today. So yes, as you can see, big changes in this team. I did post to say on X that I had made some transfers, and I have, haven't I? I've gone heavy with those transfers. Out went Enzo Fernandez. Remember, I only just brought him in, but I kicked him straight out of the team. And that is because, don't forget, I had 3 Chelsea players already in my fantasy team, didn't I? So I couldn't get another one in. Out went Enzo, but more importantly, people, out went Bukayo Saka. The bad news, isn't it, that he's going to be out till potentially March, isn't it? February, March time, maybe even longer. That's what Arsenal fear. So having him lingering in the team with such a hefty amount of money invested in him, top end of 10 million, 10.54, you couldn't keep him. So I decided to jump on the big fantasy asset bandwagon, and I brought finally in Cole Palmer. He is top end price at this moment in time, isn't he, really? So in order to get him in, I had to shift out Enzo Fernandez naturally, and I had to shift out Bukayo Saka. So I brought in 2 players as a result. That is right. In came Cole Palmer, and in came a man in form. It was a bit of a punt, but a good punt to a degree. Jacob Murphy. Yes, Newcastle asset in the team now. So out went Enzo, and out went Bukayo Saka. In came in Cole Palmer, in came in Jacob Murphy, who I've started the pair of them. Murphy, because of his form at the moment, alongside Isak, he's really in form. And Palmer, who I think will be a good bit of coverage for Saka for the next few weeks and few months, potentially. The problem, though, ladies and gents, and there is a problem, and that means that I haven't been left with a lot of cash left to spend, as you can imagine. Bukayo Saka, taking him out, got a few million in, but then that went straight up to Cole Palmer's 11-odd million that he's worth. Bringing in Jacob Murphy has helped a little bit because he's cheaper than Enzo Fernandez, who's 5.1. Jacob Murphy right this second, I think it was 4.9 last I checked. So a couple of point millions, and I had a bit of cash in the bank as well, didn't I, to spend. In my next part 25, we'll look at how much I actually have left. The reason being, I can't really show you fantasy very well because the deadline's passed, which means right this second, if I press any buttons on this screen, it is going to say it's updating, isn't it, and not responding. So that right this second is the team. I did take a screenshot of the actual team as a JPEG form in case it went wrong. So in goal, Raya, I've opted him. Pretty much a set and forget keeper for the whole season for me. Gomez, naturally, plays Leicester. I think he'll do well for Liverpool. Colwell, naturally, I think he'll do well against Fulham. Plus, he got a clean sheet in the previous match. Lewis will probably play because of Man City's iffiness right now, and their defence is a bit odd. Fingers crossed he starts. Palmer is playing. He's not my vice captain as per the picture. I've moved that on, but he is playing naturally for his points. Mo Salah is everyone's captain. Yeah, always captain Mo. ACS, said it a few times, definitely. Amad Diallo, yep, hopefully he does something this week. Gives me a bit of hope because I brought him in and he's been not scoring points the past few games. Jacob Murphy against Aston Villa over in Villa Park. Risa, giving him a little bit more time to sort of hopefully perform, but he's been a bit sketchy with form as in right now. Nicholas Jackson, a definite go-to. Fingers crossed, no rotation at Chelsea. And Haaland is vice-captain. He has Everton I've put my faith in Haaland for quite a long time, and he has not paid off. So keep an eye on him. If he doesn't do well in today's early fixture, in comes Isak. I've made that decision in my head already. I don't want to lose any more value on Haaland. He'll probably go down again. And I don't want Isak to go up any more than he already is. He's at 9 million right this second. So yeah, I've got to keep an eye on that. Don't want him to be 9.1. He's still a good price even at 9 million. Fabianski on the bench. He's got Southampton away. Southampton maybe on an upward move with Juric in charge. We'll see. Both my Spurs assets on the bench because I don't trust Johnson to start, unfortunately. He could be a player going out. He's definitely on my potential transfer out list. Dragusin is, because of Nottingham Forest's ability to score and keep clean sheet, I don't think Dragusin's going to keep a clean sheet, but he is first on the bench just in case, and Kwanzaa won't get any playtime at all for Liverpool, in my opinion, unless they decide to heavily rotate. So that is the team going into game week 18. Pretty much as you expect to a degree. It's sort of set in stone team in a sense now. I'm interested to see how Palmer does against Fulham. They've been quite good, actually, haven't they, recently, Fulham? Sort of holding their own, getting clean sheets, getting draws, getting points on the board, more importantly, as well. So it'll be very interesting. So the fixtures, as we already have looked at before, City play Everton in the early fixture at 12:30. So we will know pretty much by the end of the day how Haaland does, how Rico Lewis and myself does. A lot of people punted on Phil Foden, maybe even Kevin De Bruyne this week. So it'll be interesting to see how those guys do. Transfers in for Everton assets. Mikalenko has been a big one. Pickford, people have been questioning whether to play him. Unfortunately, I do think they'll concede today. So if you've got any Everton assets and you're thinking another clean sheet for them, I don't think so, I'm afraid. Bournemouth Crystal Palace, they've got a 3 o'clock kickoff. It's going to be a good game, that one, actually. Chelsea versus Fulham, another good game. London Derby at 3 o'clock. Newcastle Villa, that's an understated game. That is, I think that's going to be a really good match. That is, two teams are really in form, pushing for Champions League. Forest versus Spurs, it might be a half-decent match, that one as well. Southampton versus West Ham, maybe an okay game. Wolves, Man United, I think that's going to be an interesting one, but I do think United will scrape a victory in that one. And Liverpool, Leicester, I think they're going to scrape a victory in that one. Then we move to Friday's match, the final two games of game week 18. Brighton, Brentford, and Arsenal, Ipswich. So, interesting fixtures there. I think victories for Arsenal on that one, and probably a draw, Brighton, Brentford. So, as you can see, I have 0.2 million in the bank. Not much going on in that bank side of things. My squad value is quite good, 103.1 million, not bad. I sit in a really, really poor 1,759,000th position, pretty much, give or take a few. So, yeah, looking to try and improve on that, to be honest with you, ladies and gents, because it's not good. So that's the plan, really. I've made 2 game week transfers, as you guys know, in taking out Enzo Fernandez and taking out Bukayo Saka, and bringing in Cole Palmer and Jacob Murphy. We'll have a really quick look because I can still press on things because I haven't refreshed the screen. So, as you guys know, Cole Palmer hasn't been great recently, but I expect he'll bounce back very soon. And when he does, he is always in the thick of things, isn't he, really? Had some chances, I think, against Brentford, so I'm hoping he does something today against Fulham. And Jacob Murphy, as I said before, he's in form of his life, isn't he, really? He's had an involvement in the past 3 games. He had 59 minutes against Brentford and he got 2 assists. He's had 63 minutes against Leicester. He got 2 goals, and he's had 63 minutes against Ipswich, goal and an assist. Now, it is risky bringing in Jacob Murphy. He's not your Harvey Barnes, and he's also not your Anthony Gordons, who, in my opinion, should have been the starting wingers for Newcastle. But he's been given a chance. He has repaid the faith with Eddie Howe for Newcastle. He's done really well. 13 and 13 is not something to sniff at. That's a really good point score, really, for a player that's in and out of the team in the past or doesn't even play much at all. You look at his history in terms of minutes. Look at that. I mean, he's got minutes, don't get me wrong, but it's not consistent, is it, really? And then he went for a phase of having no minutes whatsoever. And then suddenly he's come back and he is absolutely flying at Newcastle. And I'm hoping for a 60-plus minute game. I'm hoping for an involvement and therefore continuation of him being in the team. He's gone up, by the way, to 5 million as well, which proves my point. He's had a lot of transfers in. He's had 90,907, but net transfers of 50,000 in total. So, yeah, pretty good. I can see why he's gone up in price. I'm hoping he goes up again. Get me 5.1 million, so I'll make some money on him. And actually, Cole Palmer, we just looked at a minute. Everyone's got him. Cole Palmer's hit 66.5% of ownership. Mo Salah's got 67, so they're very, very, very close. They are the most owned players on the game. So there is the team for game week 18. We'll have a look at the price changes quickly now so you guys can see from today. Odegaard went up, didn't he, to 8.4. A lot of people jumping on Odegaard after Saka got injured. Saka, on the flip side, is the first on the list to go down. He's gone to 10.4 from 10.5. I'm pleased I sold him because he's basically I've retained a little bit of the price. He may well go down again, which will be good as well for price because I sold him at 10.3 sale price. If he goes down again, I'll be able to buy him back in the future for the same price, if not cheaper, because I bought him originally at 10 million at the start of the season. João Pedro's gone down, someone who people deem to be a potential breakout this season, cheap for his price at 5.8 goals. Well, he hasn't done much in the past few games. Raul Jimenez, he's gone down to 5.5. Again, he had a purple patch, didn't he, really? Scored a few goals, took over from Muniz up front and did quite well. Vicario going down as well because he's out injured for Spurs to 4.8. So some good value there, actually. If Vicario comes back from his injury and drops to sort of 4.5, he is a steal, potentially, as a goalkeeper. João Pedro, if he keeps going down to 5.5, not a bad player to have in your team. Raul at 5.5, he's okay, but it depends on whether Muniz comes back from injury, doesn't it, really, and starts playing instead. Price predictor, I'll have a look at this one as well. What's going to happen tonight? Now, I'm conscious of Isak going up in price, and as you can see, there is going to be quite a few changes potentially today. So start at the top, Gabriel Jesus. Everyone jumped on him after Saka was deemed injured. Plus, he did quite well, didn't he, in the cup game and also the last match against Crystal Palace. Isak, everyone is falling over themselves for Isak, and I get why. 41% ownership in the game as well. 9 million, good price. I have definitely got him on the radar. Huijsen's done quite well for Bournemouth, isn't he? Huijsen done really, really. Huijsen, whatever his name is, the defender's done well. He's sort of got some points in the past few games, so I can see why people are interested in him. 4.3, quite cheap as well. Fabianski potentially going up in price. He'll make me 8.1 million if he does, to 4.2. Martinelli, got him on my watch list. He and Haaland are, he and Isak are on my immediate transfer. And I'll tell you why. As you guys know, I have Brennan Johnson. I don't trust Brennan Johnson. I also have Dragusin, who was only brought in temporarily as well. So my potential transfers today might be involving Spurs. I have Martinelli on my watch list. On top of that, we talked about Haaland a minute ago. I'm looking at Isak, so you can see where my thought process is right now. Bruno Fernandes, potentially going up tonight to 8.5 again, a replacement for Bukayo Saka, who's out injured. Kluivert, potentially going up to 5.6 because his involvement for Bournemouth has been good. Luis Diaz, after his involvement in the previous game for Liverpool, going up potentially tonight as well. Salah, don't need to say any more than Salah. He's potentially going up. Gabriel for Arsenal, defence-wise, he's potentially going up tonight. Maddison, done quite well recently for Spurs, been involved in quite a bit. Potentially going up. Alexander-Arnold got an assist in the previous game, potentially going up as well. Going down, we might see Saka going down again tonight to 10.3, so he could reach my sale price, which was 10.3. Joe Gomez potentially going down for Wolves. Bonwate, surprisingly, Bonwate if he goes down, but maybe he hasn't been playing as much for Leicester, but he had a few games where he got points, didn't he, really? Smodzik for Ipswich, potentially going down again. I haven't seen much from him. Garnacho potentially down. I've got to keep an eye on Wisa. Potentially going down tonight as well. Mavropanos potentially going down, but he's injured. We're going down potentially tonight. Digne, it's going to be a massacre if all these go down. Edison, I know he's out potentially injured for Man City. Team news will be leaked soon for that one. Maatsen may go down. Again, he doesn't play much for Villa. Stan Larsen's a surprising one. See how he does, but he might go down to 5.5. Golding for Leicester go down. Cunha, because of his pending potential ban, maybe he goes down as well. Travers might go down. He doesn't play for Bournemouth because Kepa's their main keeper. Kadioglu's out injured, so he may go down tonight. Wolfenden may go down as well. And Dawson for Wolves. Remember, he was on my potential watch list. Look, there's even more. Look at that. Yates, Hechan, Langstaff, Beto, Richards, Cook, Bradley, França, Heaton, Bentley, Sangare, Townsend, Onana from Villa, Barkley, Baliba from Brighton potentially going down. Romero injured. Anderson, Neto, Konza, Veltman, Keane and McNeil really high up to go down tonight. So keep an eye on those guys. Anderson going down will be so good unless he does something today. 4.1 for a top defender from Crystal Palace last season. I know he was injured for Fulham, but in terms of points out, he was getting goals. The odd clean sheet, wasn't he, for Crystal Palace last season? So Anderson will be a steal if he goes down at 4.1. I will not hesitate to have him on my watch list and potential bringing in. So keep an eye on this, guys, because there's lots going on today. Come tomorrow, come Saturday, Sunday, because don't forget the next game week hits us very quickly. It hits us on Sunday. That's how soon it comes round at 1 o'clock. So by the time you've changed and played around your team, unfortunately, you haven't got time now. Game week 18 has begun. We're going to see yet another set of fixtures, aren't we? Game week 19 very, very soon indeed. So I will be doing yet another podcast. I know you lucky people get to see me again. I'll be doing that most likely on probably Sunday morning before the deadline, so around about 10:30, 11 again, so we can discuss what's going to happen for game week 19. This one's all about game week 18, which is this midweek, which is an interesting one. Thursday, Friday games. Quite excited about that, actually, see what happens. Our match, Man City, first match, Man City Everton, is on in an hour and 15 minutes, less than that. So yeah, we'll know the team sheet in about 14 minutes time. We'll probably know what Man City's team's going to be like, unless there's leaks. So let's have a look, see if anyone's leaked the team. Sometimes it happens on Reddit. We get, so there you go, it's been leaked. There you go, straight away. So I will get Rico Lewis playing Ortega Moreno. So yeah, Ortega starts, Haaland starts naturally, and the rest of the team is an interesting one. De Bruyne is benched. There's an interesting bit of information there for you guys. Foden does start. What else does that mean? That's it, really. As I say, they're quite thin on the ground in terms of personnel, but that team is still the kind of team you'd think would be able to do a good job. I mean, come on, Doku, Savinho, decent wingers, Haaland up front, Foden feeding him alongside Bernardo and Kovacic, who are good central midfielders, Lewis, Akanji, Ake and Guardiola. You'd think that team would be able to keep clean sheets and perform well. So we have Man City starting lineup already. Look at that. There you go. Immediately released, as I was saying, 14 minutes time. So yeah, there you go. That's the team to face Everton. So the good news is 2 of my Man City players, my only Man City players, are starting for them against Everton at the Etihad. So fingers crossed, clean sheet, maybe a bit of a performance. No petulance from Lewis today as well, because he seems to be picking up a lot of yellow cards, and he's even picked up a red card not too long ago as well. So we need clean sheets, we need assists, we need even a goal, because he's capable of doing this, Lewis. He's very attacking. So fingers crossed for a good performance from him. And Haaland, goals. He needs to get into the goals again, doesn't he? I don't know if he's even had many chances. Apparently he has, but what does that mean? Goals, what we need. But there's the fantasy team for game week 18. Haaland is vice, Salah is captain. So I expect Salah to perform against Leicester. I expect goals against that as well. We've got Cole Palmer in the team. We've got Jacob Murphy in the team. Both have home fixtures. Fingers crossed that goes well. Yeah, perform well. We're looking at Jacob Murphy in particular in terms of minutes. I'm hoping he gets the minutes and keeps that price rising, because he's on 5 now, 5.1, and I'll make a 0.1 profit on him. Whether I keep for the rest of the season depends on how he plays, doesn't it? Really depends on injuries, all those kind of things, essentially. So very good set of fixtures today for a lot of teams, really. I wouldn't say there's any team fixtures that I look at that and go, oh, that's a bit difficult, isn't it, really? Maybe the Chelsea-Fulham game, Newcastle-Aston Villa. Those two you sort of look at and go, potentially pick of the bunch. I know that United have Wolves away, and I know that Liverpool are home to Leicester. It's not going to be maybe the Brighton-Brentford might be a bit of a close game as well. A lot of people look at the 12:30 match saying Everton doing quite well. Dyche ball, lots of defensive side set up from Everton. Maybe they might get a clean sheet or a performance against Man City. The thing about Man City, don't forget, is they might not be firing, but Everton are not attacking particularly well. They're defending well, aren't they, Everton? Man City aren't defending well. Maybe they might be able to attack, and they're at home, so you expect something from them today. I'm sure Guardiola will get them up for it. They need to start getting points on the board. Haaland needs to start scoring again to get his confidence back and get the team flowing. So, all being well, we get some good fixtures today. I am not expecting Oh, I would say that I'm lying a little bit. I do expect clean sheets, actually. I'm telling a lie. I want Raya's clean sheet against Ipswich. I expect that. I really do. Gomez, I expect a clean sheet against Leicester. Colwell against Fulham, maybe. Yeah, I don't think they're particularly. I mean, Iwobi's decent, but he hasn't done much in the past few game weeks. Smith Rowe's been benched quite a bit, hasn't he? Muniz or Raul, who knows who plays up front at the moment for them. So, yeah, I'm not expecting miracles from those two. So, in that sense, I do potentially expect a clean sheet, maybe from Colwell as well. He's done quite well recently for Chelsea. Lewis, I want a clean sheet, but do I expect a clean sheet? I want it and I expect it to a degree deep down, I suppose. I do expect City to do something finally. Palmer, I expect him to do something against Fulham. If there's any involvement, I expect him to be involved. Salah, I expect goals from, I really do. Amad Diallo, I expect something from him. Maybe an assist today, if they're going to score, to be involved in some form. Jacob Murphy, I expect from now. I really do. I know maybe he's been a purple patch, but keep that purple patch going. You're in the team now. Prove to me that I made the right decision bringing you in. Wisa, I kind of expect it because he's going to go down tonight, apparently, in price, according to the price predictor. So maybe a goal, maybe assist, something involved to keep that, stem the potential transfers out. Nicholas Jackson, if he plays, I expect something from him. I mean, he hit the post in one of the previous matches. Get a goal, and Haaland 100%. That high, I know they expect him to, but I expect him to start doing something. I mean, surely he's got to turn it on at some point. I mean, he's been so quiet. It's like a sleeping giant. He needs an opportunity. Foden hopefully will provide it today. Maybe the wingers in Doku or Savinho might provide something for him today as well. So I do expect something from Haaland. I know De Bruyne is not playing, but yeah, I do. I expect him to do something. I expect him to prove all the doubters wrong. Who said, sell him, why have you still got him? It's all over Reddit. It's all over lots of forums to do with Fantasy Premier League, isn't it? Get rid of Haaland. Why have you got him in the team still? The answer to that is he gets a little chance now. Luckily, it's today before the prices mess about tomorrow and tonight. So it gives me a chance to make that decision. And that decision right this second is between two players coming in. I have to keep an eye on that because both are potentially going up tonight according to the price predictor. So we will see what happens. Again, guys, I'm on the socials. I'm on Facebook, AJP85-channel. I'm on Twitch, A_J_P_8_5. I'm naturally on X where I post a lot of stuff, AJ1985p. And I'm on YouTube where all of the videos go after I've played them live. And that's AJ Hardy85. As always, like, subscribe, and follow, and comment, people. Special friends, if you do, let's do that. I do get the occasional DM or private message, but send me the comments, stick them on the post so people can see what you've got to say. Never be embarrassed. A lot of people just like flicking through things these days, just having a quick look and then move on. No, stop, think about it. Let's chat all things fantasy. I love football, fantasy football, even like just talk about whatever it is, whatever you think my team is. Even if you think it's good or bad, I'm not too fussed. We can discuss, we can talk things about fantasy football. Of course we can. And as always, people, do check it out. And I appreciate all of your views. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all of you. That's it on this wonderful Boxing Day. I know you're all desperate to get out to the shops and get some cheap stuff. But hang on for just a minute or so longer, and I'll let you be then. See, as you can see there, guys, that is my Fantasy Game Week 18 team. I hope your team is as good as that, if not better. Debatable. I've got some work to do, some changes to make in the team in general. Very soon, we will be getting yet another wild card available when we have the second wild card. And then in a few weeks' time, we will get the assistant manager chip. Don't forget to save 0.5 million for a potential manager, if not more. It is for 3 game weeks, I think it is, isn't it, when you get your manager in. So check out your fixtures before you bring in a manager. I'm sure all will be revealed in terms of prices for those managers very soon. So we can have a little look at who's the best going. Obviously, Pereira's joined Wolves, hasn't he? We've got Juric over at Southampton now. Rui van Nistelrooy is Leicester manager. Lopetegui's remained as West Ham manager for now as well. So those kind of managers might come in at the cheap end potentially. And definitely worth considering, jumping on if they are 0.5 million. Might even get... Ipswich, that side. I think McKenna of Ipswich, maybe he comes in at 0.5 as well. So lots of managers over there that might be worthwhile looking at as a potential signing. And don't forget, it's relatively cheap at 0.5. You get it for 3 game weeks, I think it is, and you get all the ups and downs, the goals and the clean sheets, etc., like you would as a player for 0.5 million. So keep an eye on that. Definitely worth considering. Weird chip, useful chip, but worth considering bringing in The news today is very simple in the football side of things because we've got fixtures coming up, being Boxing Day, lots of things going on. People talking about team of the season, Forest and Bournemouth. I would sort of agree with that. I think they're up there. Villa have done quite well as well, so they're up there with the team of the season, although they had a bit of an up and down moment, didn't they, really, Aston Villa? So lots of fixtures today, lots of intriguing games. I will be keeping an eye on it. All of those are on Amazon Prime, so keep an eye on Prime Video. You can watch them all live. I'm sure you won't have 10 on at the same time, or 3 or 4 on at the same time. But hope you have a great rest of the day. Hope you have a fantastic Boxing Day. I will see you fantastic people on Sunday. Keep an eye on X because I will post exactly when that is. I think it's probably going to be like at 11 o'clock or 10:30, 11. I'll do a post before the game starts. So we'll be able to check it out. I'll be able to get the team up on the screen, be able to play around with options, and I'll talk about all the bits as we go along. But keep an eye on that. I'll see you guys, you wonderful people, for watching on Sunday. And before game week 19. So have a great rest of the day. Enjoy Boxing Day, people. Get out there and get some sales. That's right. And I'll see you guys on Sunday. As always, I've been AJ.